Alright guys, you are all welcome to our day 4 of our web design series, and today we'll be talking about design principles. So many of you do hear about design and you want to understand the various design principles that exist. So basically we have tons of design principles, and each and every design principles depends on what type of design you are trying to perform. So, a design is a plan or specification for the construction of an object or system, or for the implementation of an activity or process, or the result of that plan. Relating this to web design encompasses many different skills and discipline in the production and maintenance of website. So web design principles is just related and evolves only around designing websites or everything that entitles the web. So the different areas of web design include web graphic design. Most of you must have done graphic design for some people, or in one case or the other, you design flyers or logos for people. So you also have user interface design, you have authoring, you have, which includes the standard design code and proprietary software. So you also have user experience design that deals with Figma and UI UX designers, and you also have search engine optimization, which comes as a result of optimizing websites for good user experience. So the question you have is how? Design starts with understanding the principles of psychology, and the principles of psychology of which you ought to understand are, there are three principles of psychology normally when it comes to designing. The first principle is called mirroring. We have what to do, which is also called social validation, and we also have the psychology of color. You may be thinking so far that when we talk about all these things, what are we trying to say? So mirroring is the behavior which persons unconsciously or imitates gesture, speech patterns, or attitude of another. Now, relating this with respect to design, mirroring can also be termed as copying ideas or duplicating designs. So you can either be in a design phase, or as a web developer or a web designer or a design person, that you just turn to copy ideas of other people, or you duplicate designs of other people with different information. And always pay attention to duplicating and copying ideas, because when it comes to web design, there's what we call copyright. Many things are being copyrighted. That is, people do preserve what they have or protect what they have through copyright. So talking about the second point under the basic principles of psychology, we have the principle of what to do. So here is where the key lies. In design, you must be able to provide a painkiller solution. Now, when they talk about painkiller solution, most of you will not understand what we mean by painkiller solution, but you must understand what you are trying to achieve. That is the goal and the roadmap. So beginning something, if you are trying to enter into a deep design of a specific niche, you have to understand the goals of what you want, and you also have to follow a specific roadmap. So secondly, you have to know what current problem you are trying to solve. Everything with respect to web design requires solving a specific problem. You understanding the problem you are giving a solution to is the best method of web design, or applying your design skills. And where is the biggest opportunity? You have to find out where your biggest opportunity lies, and from there you can grab your biggest opportunity and then walk along with your design. So it all comes down to a process. Many of you doesn't know. Everything in which you do out always resort down to a process. And now, what is a process? There are just steps of which you follow to have something done. Like if you wanted to wash your car, the process might be you waking up, picking the rack, picking a bucket, picking Omo, going to the car, opening the car, wash it, clean it, wipe it, that is it. So it all comes down to a process. Design doesn't take a one-day job. It is something that takes time. So for you to be able to walk along with design phase and designing stuff, you have to understand the design process. And this design process, you must incorporate strategies into your process. Now, some of these strategies are you have to conduct a workshop. A workshop now is in respect to if somebody posts a job offer for you, what are you supposed to do? Or somebody came to you that I'm looking for a design, can you design me this? Now what can you do with respect to that design? You have to conduct a workshop that you will take to understand the goals of what the person wants. You understand your customer and you align expectations within the process. So you have to understand how you must incorporate your strategies into your process. Now, the psychology of color, you must understand the fundamental, and color doesn't just mean color, but actually the user experience part of a design. Now, take a look at this. If this really sound dumb into your eyes, then you have to understand what we talk about the principle or the psychology of color. So you basically have to understand the psychology of color in which you can fix matters like this. If this really felt bad in your eyes, then you did understand the psychology of color and user experience, because this here triggers your eye, it triggers your reaction towards something, and it also gives you a feedback. So having your designs done, you have to understand the psychology of color, and the psychology of color, you have to learn the rules of color psychology. How do I mean? You must understand the fundamentals, and it goes right down to understanding composition and layout, understanding color, understanding typography, visual communication, and user experience. This is just a free course of which we organize to give you guys or teach you guys how you can learn web design in 4 steps. Now, talking about all these design fundamentals, this is a very big course to carry out when it comes to talking about composition, talking about colors, talking about typography, and talk about visual communication and also user experience. And we are coming up with a premium course that will help you guys to know deeper and go deeper into all these aspects. So if you want to learn more, please, you can click the link in the description of this video, the first link of which you see. You can message any of the admins on WhatsApp and they will put you in the premium courses page where you know more about the premium courses. So let us also talk entering deeper. Now, composition and layout all entitles on typography. Now, how is the composition? What is the content your design should hold? And the layout of your design, that is where composition comes in. What type of data are you supposed to put out there for people to view? What type of information is supposed to be out there for other people to view? What layout and structures are you supposed to use in your web design? Understanding all these basic principles result in you having a proper design within your design phase. As I told you guys, it all comes down to a process. You have to sit down and analyze all this. Understanding color is not just a one-step job. So because there are tools out there that enables you to understand color. For instance, there was a page I showed you guys or I portrayed to you that had a red color with some kind of funny colors, and the way you saw it was not well organized. Why? Because the colors were not well or properly placed in their right proportion. So understanding the basis of color helps you more in your design. And designing also stands a further way with colors. So if you understand what colors are in details, then you understand the deeper part of design. Talking about typography now deals with your font, it deals with your text size, it deals with everything about your website, like the way the content is being displayed. So that's your typography. Now, how do you inspect or portray a good typography for your design, web design, or graphical design? It all comes down to a process. You have to set forth and understand the principles of typography in order to have a better typography for your designs. We also talk about visual communication. Now, visual communication just lies within how communication is being analyzed, portrayed, or is being passed through within your website, within your graphic design, within your anything which is in form of a software. So you have to understand all this. Visual communication is one of the main things that brings people to come, that brings people or keeps people more on your website. Why? Because you have the visual communication, you are communicating with the people and you are passing in information. I know this sounds really kind of weird, but if you sign up for this premium course, you understand everything, because everything will be broken down to basis for you guys to understand properly. Now, user experience. When you talk about website user experience and stuff, so when you post something on your status and then people like pass over it without reading the information on it, that is where the user experience part comes in. Now, how do people react when they see your designs? Do they stay to read or do they just leave away? Giving an example on my own case, on my website, at first I had just about 2 visitors on my website, which will be me using my 2 phones trying to visit my website. As time went on, I started having about 20 users who visited my website, and as time went on and on and on and on, I started having about 100 users, and as we speak now, I have close to 3,000 visitors that visits my website almost every week, every month. So close to 3k visitors. So that is because I worked so hard in implementing a good user experience, and in turn I'm attracting more users, and improving in it will in turn bring more users to my system. And in this course of which we are bringing up forward, it would enable you guys to understand how you could implement a good user experience for your designs. Talking less about web designs, there's still so much to cover. So designing is half of the work, guys. Like, to design is half of the work, because you basically have to understand how sales work. How can you sell your skills? How can you sell your designs? How can you put them forward in the market for other people to purchase your services? That is another one thing. Now, how to present what you have to the public is another. And how to present here, you'll be guided by typography, color, and layout. So you understand how to present your work forward to people using the typography, layout, and color structure, of which will be taught so well in our masterclass if only you sign up to view our masterclass. So it also depends on how you get feedback. Okay, when you get feedback about something, do you improve on the feedback or you don't improve? Giving an example for myself, on my website, at first my header, my header and my footer were kind of a mess with people, because people used to contact me and tell me that, hey man, what I'm seeing there is not good, what I'm seeing there is not great, you need to change, you need to put this there, you need to put this. So I had to listen to what they say, because at that point they were my users, and then I was providing them with what they wanted to see. And in turn, they had to visit my website from time to time to check on my previous updates and also my previous blog posts in which I'm making. And then from there, it helped them so much. It also helped me in also creating more content for them. Now, you also have to set expectations. What do you expect? For example, starting a web design today, maybe you want to create your own company or whatever, maybe you want to make money from it. There are many ways of which you can make money just by having a website online or doing designing as a whole. Now, a website, you can make money from there, we'll talk about in times to come. And you also have to be able to break off the game. Breaking off the game is such an easy but hard task. You definitely have to understand how you could break off the game. Now, breaking off the game is just for you putting yourself down and learning things from the masses. How do I mean? We are coming up with a premium course that will breaking everything down to the masses. If you are able to understand the basis, it's okay. You can still go over on Google and you go search all these things and you learn them on your own. It is still okay. That is how we did at certain instances. YouTube is available. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, let me take this chance to say, just subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever we drop a new video. And talking about all, it comes down to breaking off the game. You have to break off the game. Create a new career for yourself in web design. I don't know. And also, you have to understand the process. Understanding the process is one of the key terms, one of the key means of which you can take to be ahead of the line. If you can understand the process, then you are fit for everything. And understanding the process basically analyzes the way forward of which you can take your design from beginning to the end. And also building a strong team for yourself after understanding the process is one of the main things many of you want to portray out there. You want to build a strong team for yourself. You want to bring or build a strong base for yourself. And web designing as a whole is a very main base for you to build a strong team or strong whatever for yourself. So you have to understand the notion of this and be able to build a strong team for yourself. Talking more on the list, you can become your own CEO just by owning a website online. Now, talking about ways of which you can make money just having your website, guys, is simple. You can monetize your website for AdSense, and then Google turns to show ads on your website and then pay you for showing ads on your website. So there are many people out there who just sit in their homes just from visitors that visit their website. They're already making good money because they have websites that are running with AdSense on it. That is not the only way of which you can make money using website. There are still other ways of which you can make money. That is can be through affiliate marketing, because if you are a blog website, you can make money through affiliate marketing. If you are an e-commerce, like you want to open an e-commerce platform, you can still make money through your website while it is online. So you can become your own CEO just with web design or design as a whole. Alright guys, so I thank you all for following up to this point, and to add it all, you guys are just the light of these classes. I know many of you have not been following up, but if you're watching this video on YouTube, I love you, and I just want to tell you that go ahead and watch other videos of which I've dropped on this playlist. Watch the 4 videos, you'll be able to kick off with something from there. We designed a website the other day from beginning to end. You can follow up and do your own designs. I have other videos on my channel which can help you more, and if this video really helped you, do leave it the thumbs up to reach a wider range of audience. Don't forget to subscribe, and to add to this, guys, I want to give you guys the most valuable skills of which you can build this 2022. And the first valuable skill I want to talk about is coding. You have to learn coding. Like, it's not like it's a must, but the first valuable skill today is coding. And with the coming rise of Web3 and AI and blockchain, coding is more valuable than ever. You can learn coding from Codecademy, you can learn it on YouTube, you can learn it on Free Code Camp, literally anywhere W3 schools. You can also talk about video editing. Video editing also is also a design phase of which you are just editing videos. And video content is taking over TikTok, IG Reels, YouTube. So you have to take the advantage by becoming a skilled video editor. You can learn this from Skillshare, you can learn this on YouTube, or you can try to create your own videos, and from there you tend to learn more. Also, guys, another one on this case, we talk about digital marketing. So digital marketing is just like social media marketing, copyright, content creation, or SEO. And all these are growing every day. So people are looking for strategies of which they can grow and make more money in their organizations. So you can become a copywriter, you can become a digital marketer for a company, and they tend to pay you more. So you can learn this from Udemy, YouTube. You can start a marketing agency of your own. So we can also talk about coaching. You can learn how to coach people and then get feedback from them, so you can coach people on specific arenas. And to do this, you just basically have to look for someone who is a coach and learn from him. You can learn also from books, and you have to read from books that talks about good habits and management on how you can be a good coach. And also you can learn UI UX design. So UI UX design is just basically designing user interfaces. There are many web agencies out there that want good user experience people who can analyze websites or designs for them. So UI UX will be very good. So most of you can try out UI UX. Learn Figma on YouTube. You can learn Figma. You can learn Figma through Instagram. You can learn it through Udemy. So depending on wherever you find it. So don't forget that no no amount of information will ever replace the work and practice. So you basically have to work so hard. You have to work as hard as you can to bring forth a specific career for yourself. And also, you will suck when you start, but don't let it discourage you. Everyone has to start at the beginning. So you have to learn the basics. That's why I told you it basically comes down to a process. You have to learn the process and implement the process. And it may take some experimenting to find out what skill or what is right for you. So you just basically have to stick forth and learn from the basis. Alright guys, I thank you all, and if you have any question, please do leave it in the comment section. I'll do so reply you, but if you are on the live, do leave a message on the live so I can see from there and reply you. Notwithstanding guys, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more of such content, because we'll be dropping you guys a series also in how you can begin from HTML, beginner in HTML, to a proper developer using JavaScript. So I would love to see you guys all here, and I'll be dropping more content on WordPress also. And I also start a graphic design videos on how teach you guys how I do my graphic design, how I produce my videos, and how I turn to drop my videos. Thank you all for following up. This is Code with Chris.